I've seen that guy.
Yeah.
I saw him once.
What are we doing this weekend? You still haven't told me. I'm just like, I'm down.
I think you should go first, dude. What do you think that we're doing this weekend? What do you...
Going into a completely artistic and creative exploration of the soul and the things our fingers do with it.
Yeah, that's valid. That's not wrong.
And as far as I've been privy to, it is my role and producer and engineer to a creative space for the Absolution train.
And friend.
Well, that's that
And
part.
shaman.
That part you got to pay for that.
It was like, are you filming now?
Just pretend I'm not here.
Yeah, that's
Connor,
fair.
what are we
That's
doing this
fair.
weekend?
So I'm trying to capture the feeling of when I would stand on the street corner, the good times, when life would just happen, someone would stop or someone would come by and stop and just be there with you, and it was a little pocket of sound and time was created, and it was just the most, oh dude, I don't know, the most like animal, like boots on the ground, like feeling of magic in music being made, you know. And kind of like when we were on Treasure Island too, man, like on the beach, it's like a version of it, you know. But I felt that on the street corner, man, like all the way from when I started, and I've just never captured that in sound. I've never recorded that. Sundown in Virginia.
There's only one thing like it.
The morning pajama recording sessions.
Well, it's one of the top perks of being at Cooley land. But, well, you know how it is. Or at least I do. Most of my real like energy fire is in the morning after a couple cups of coffee, and like, you know, like getting to a recording studio in the morning can be kind of a pain, but if you're actually hanging out at the studio and that's where you live or that's where you're staying, just roll out of bed in your PJs.
And playing in your pajamas is so intimate with the guitar or whatever. It's like
It's just real. It's just
like you're cuddling with it, like in your nest.
If you're not a little disheveled, you're not recording music.
Is calling. The blue is calling. Driver, where you taking us?
You got some
How's it going so far? There's some pizza coming up.
It's going well.
I think so.
It's going well. We're just hanging real hard, keeping it really real, and
Really real at Cooley
playing
land.
some music and recording it. That is what's happening. It's good.
Do you believe in UFOs?
Yeah, I mean, they seem to be a thing. I don't know what exactly they are, but I believe they're a thing, and they're out there doing whatever they're doing.
Is there a meaning and an understanding to abstract art?
Of course there is.
Virginia has a romance to it that is kind of unparalleled. You know,
There's a soul in the land
well, you and I
and the water.
have been heavily influenced by Mark Lincoln's Sparkle Horse.
Yes, sir.
You know, as I get older in life, the more I see my parallels with him. Where,
My favorite Virginia poet.
yeah, there's something about going back to the woods that you came from that is very primal and very recording here, a lot of my recordings I feel I actually believe are haunted because I hear sounds that aren't.
Yeah, we hear stuff in there
that I don't remember putting on.
We
there,
can't fully explain.
Voices or whatever.
Whatever they may be.
But I think it's more.
We're not sure what they are.
Of just like of what stirs up when you're in an environment like this, where you're completely alone and uninhibited, and being one with nature.
Cooley Land Recording Studios.
And the best part about it is pajama session.
Yeah, we're doing pajamas this morning.
We were touching on that last night, but recording in your pajamas is a whole different vibe.
You down to do one after this?
Yeah.
After we do these cups, to go in and rock a pajama sesh?
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right, then.
Well, I wanted to tell you, I never wanted to sell you myself, but I gotta eat and stay in good health. It's very important to see me as a world we live in. Don't forget if you're breathing or if you did. All it knows is what you said, what you did. If your soul just stayed in and went out, everybody's been stopped disappearing. Stop and start like giving
In the car listening.
out on the rise, brotherly. You always fill my cup. The rains are coming. Everything I'd rather be. I'd rather be.
There we are, R&K, or what used to be R&K convenience store. Connor and I used to go here, not together, but in different lifetimes. And Connor was a dock worker. And I was a young lad eating frozen custard with my dad. And we would rent videos here. And now it's probably haunted. R&K. You know where the pirates prefer to shop around here is R&K.
Shopping.
Integral part of the recording process is snacking.
Snacking.
This is a local store where we get our snacks here in Mollusk. We also have our local gambling scene, King Kong.
wouldn't be a bad place to squat if you were to do such a thing.
So this is where they used to steam up all the crabs, and they used to have the soft shell crabs up in here. This is where, this little confession booth here is where they would have the soft shell crabs just there in little tanks, kind of waiting. They were a delicacy. They would send them overseas and stuff. But yeah.
Used to get down on some soft shells back in the day, man.
Somebody yelling about something.
Yeah, they're getting out there on the boat. The heron's still chilling.
Oh, what I give for any little enormous afternoon with my old friend. Like all those little lights that haven't quite gotten it right. I'm just another little life that hasn't quite gotten it right.
I'm rhapsodizing about Cooley land and my friend here, Shane Cooley, and our friendship and what it's been like to have this time in our lives the past, what's it been, man? 2 years, just about?
Just
It's like 2 full years of like COVID slash, if you can even say post-COVID, I guess you can't, but post-COVID insanity, maybe. Like post-COVID lockdown craziness. It's just been a special place for me to come here and just let it all air out, man. Just let it blow through me, you know? Becoming the reed, letting the music blow through,
Well, you know,
the thought, the talking, the sharing, the connecting, the hanging out. It's a sacred activity, man, to really hang out. So it's like medicine.
I agree, man.
This has been such a dope hangout spot for me.
I 100% get it, man.
Right here by the woods, just step outside, just looking at the woods, walking in the woods if we want. It's just rivers right here,
Well,
hanging out with us.
a lot of creativity comes from a person or a soul, but it also comes from a place too. You know, like
Soul of the place comes through somehow.
when you're in an environment where you're that comfortable with your homie, hanging out and creating, it's pretty glorious. I'm glad this has been a sanctuary to you, man, because it is to me too. We're on the final stretch of our recording weekend, and we were just talking about the importance of reveling and feeling good about something when you know that you've accomplished something. And that's what we're doing right now, doing a little reveling, hanging out here for a last stroll. And you know, there's so much time spent in life, and Connor and I, we're homies that have been through a lot of shit together. And you know, there's so many stretches of life spent dwelling on anxiety-driven things. So these moments where you can just enjoy the goodness of life and knowing you made something that has some soul to it is
It's beautiful, man.
that's the feeling, man.
It is the feeling.
A little bit of soul, a little bit of self-respect, and a whole lot of Virginia.
A whole lot of life.
Tree lips. Boom, 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 kiss me.
maybe just to sum it all up about music and about the recording process of this weekend and what recording process in general of your vocation and just whatever comes to mind, man, just to kind of put a cap on things here.
First and foremost, I'm glad that my customer seems to be happy with things. That was on this first walk. When you asked me what my goal was this weekend, I said to facilitate. But it was much more than that. You know, it's about making somebody's artistic vision come to light. How they hear it in their head, and maybe a little bit more than that too. So I feel happy with it. Like musically, we captured some really raw, really kind of visceral recordings of you performing your songs the way that you shine with that street style, but in an isolated environment. Capturing a raw live recording, you know, there's a lot of minutia in that you wouldn't think about outright, but I think the songs come together really nicely. I think we've collected some good multimedia aspects about it, and also it's just been cool letting the soul of this sort of remote little corner of the world here in Mollusk, Manaskin, Rocky Neck, northern neck of Virginia, river country. Like I feel like the spirits we were talking about were pleased with what was going down, and I think they set in on it too. So can't get better than that.
Oh man.